Hi guys, this is Rosa Kelly. So today I'm here with a new blank mini album tutorial. This is another 8x8. This one is super chunky, has a lot of layouts, very interactive. So let's take a look. So hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for being here today. So today I'm here with a new 8x8 interactive tutorial. So this is going to be a blank base. It has a 4-inch spine, lots of different layouts, and you can find the step-by-step instructions on my website. It's going to be one of my PDF tutorials, so I'm going to have the link to the listing on the description box below. And now let me go ahead and show you all the features on this book. So when we open this book, on the first page here we have this opening flap there. This opens down, this opens to the side, and this opens to the side here. Again, hopefully you guys be able to see it. Since it's blank, sometimes it's hard to see, but I will be doing a decorating video with this book as well. So now we're gonna open up the next page. So all of this is one signature. So this opens up like this. This also opens back and up and to the side. So I need to add my magnets to keep this closed here, but all of this is the first signature page. And then let's move on to the next page here. So then we have these two openings. These both come down, then this opens up, this opens down, and then this one opens to the side, and we have another pocket in there as well. So lots of different elements, and these are pocket pages as well, so you can add your inserts in there. And then let's move on to the next page. So here this opens up like this opens up again, and then this side here opens like that and like that. So lots of places for pictures. I really had a lot of fun with this book. So then over here we have a flap, and this is also a pocket right there, and then this whole thing opens up there one more time, and then we will move on to the back. So this opens up and this opens to the side, and then we have a large pocket there, and then this closes down. And then on this side we have a gatefold page. This opens and opens, and then we have a pocket. As you can see, I included lots of pockets on this book because I feel like that is just another way to add more pictures in there. And then this flap opens down. So I'm going to be using this book for a baby book, so I'm going to be doing a decorate with me video as well. So then we're gonna move on to the next page. This opens up and opens to the side, and then this opens to the side again, and then this opens up again, and then here we have a large belly band, and you can also add pictures here as well. So then we close that up, and close that up, and then you will be adding a magnet right there. And then here on the next page, large place for pictures. This opens and opens, and then this is a pocket back here, and then this also opens, so you can add pictures everywhere. And then the last page here we have a 6x6 layout. This opens up, and then we have a large layout here which opens up like that, and then this also opens up to the sides. So that is what we're going to be working on. Again, I do have step-by-step and cutting guide tutorial available on my website, so I'm going to link that down below. And now let's go ahead and make this together. Okay, you guys, so to make this book, I'm going to start with 2 pieces of chipboard cut at 8x8 and 1 piece cut at 8x4. I'm making this book a little bit larger because it's going to be super interactive. So I'm going to wrap this up using 3 pieces of lightweight cardstock. So I am just going to add some glue and join them together. So we're gonna add a little bit of glue here on the sides, and then we are going to connect these two pieces, and I'm going to do the same for this piece here. Okay, so now I'm just going to join these together, and then we want to add the spine here, so I'm just gonna glue this down and place this right at the center, and then we're going to glue the two other pieces. And so when we glue these pieces, you want to make sure that you're leaving 1/8 of an inch space between the pieces, so just a little space right there, like that. Okay, so then we're going to press down, and I'm going to add the last one and press down right there. So then I'm going to cut the extra of the sides. I only want about 1 inch. Okay, so I'm just gonna take some out, and I'm gonna take some out here. And then you also want to take out the corners. So I have this ruler here, I'm gonna link down below, and it's really easy and helpful to know exactly how you are going to cut these edges. So I always just use my X-Acto knife with that, your scissors with that. You can also do that, so it gives you the right spacing that you need between your chipboard and your cardstock, so you have even corners. And so I'm just going to do the other two. Okay, so then what we're gonna do is fold your cardstock. So the way I like to do mine is I just go really slow and massage the cardstock like that. You don't want to go too fast because then you're gonna crack your cardstock. And so I just massage the cardstock and slowly start bending it all the way down, and then I go ahead and give it a good fold. Okay, and then we're going to add double-sided tape. Okay, so I'm just gonna go all the way down, and then I also want to press down on my tape and get rid of all that extra air. And then I'm going to peel off the tape, and I'm going to add some glue on this area here. Okay, and then we're just gonna press this down, and I'm gonna give it a good fold again. And then you also want to mark on these gap lines. Okay, and then I'm just going to do the same for the other side. So now we're going to do the short side. So it's basically the same thing, but first you want to tuck in the corner. So I'm just gonna give this a good little fold right there, and then we're going to massage the cardstock one more time and press down, and then let's add the tape here, and then we're gonna press down on the tape, take off the tape right there, and then we're gonna glue this down. Okay, and now I'm gonna do the same here. So here we go. Now we have the binding ready, and let's go ahead and work on the hinges. So for that, I'm going to need also lightweight cardstock, and I have 2 pieces of 7 1/4 by 11. So again, all the measurements are on that PDF tutorial as well, which is going to be on my website. So I'm going to start with the first piece. So I'm going to score at 2 inches. Okay, Okay, so we're gonna start at 2 inches, and then we're gonna go every 3/4 inches. So 2 3/4. Then we're going to do 3 1/2, 4 1/4, 5 inches, 5 3/4, oops, 6 1/2, 7 1/4, 8 inches, sorry, 8 3/4, 9 1/2, and 10 1/4. So we are going to fold, kind of pinch this 2 3/4 inches together. So I'm going to pinch, and then I'm going to fold, and that's going to be our first hinge. Then we're going to skip the next one and do the other 2. And again, I'm just going to fold this down. Then we're going to skip and join the next 2, fold them down, and then skip and fold the next 2. Okay, then I like to fold it to the other side as well, and there you go. Now we are going to turn this to the back, and we're going to add some glue to join these hinges. Okay, so you can do tape also. I just like doing glue because it's a lot faster, but you do have to hold it if you're using glue, just for a little bit until it dries. Okay, so and I'm gonna do the next one, and just press down, and this one here. Okay, and press down. So on this first side we have 1 2 3 4 hinges. Okay, and then you're gonna have this extra 3/4 inch. So for the second piece, I went ahead and trimmed this down to 4 inches. So this is 7 1/4 by 4, and we are going to score at 3/4 inches, 1 1/2, and 2 1/4. So for this piece, we are going to skip the first 3/4 inch section, and we are going to join the next 2, and then we're just going to fold this over and fold this over to the other side, and then I'm going to add my glue here on the back. Okay. So then we're also going to fold this down to both sides, and then I'm going to add my double-sided tape. So when you add your tape, you want to make sure to put it closest to the outside edge of the hinge. Okay, so just like that. You can see that this is 3/4 inches, and the tape, it's about 1/2 inch. So mine is 3/8 of an inch, but you can also use 1/2 inch as well. And then I'm going to do the same on the back, and I'm going to go ahead and add the tape on the other piece as well. So now I have the tape added on both pieces, and to join them together, all I'm going to do is glue these 2 3/4 inch sections together. So I'm going to add my glue here. So then I'm going to just add this piece right on top, just like that. So you want to put them really close together. Okay, and then I'm going to press down. Okay, and then there you go. So now we have all of our hinges, and we can go ahead and add that into our book here. So you want to make sure that your 2 edge hinges, or all of your hinges, are centered within the spine of your book. And so then we're just going to glue this down. So I'm going to add my glue all over the back here, and especially along the top and the bottom. And then here I also want to add my glue on the sides of the gaps, okay, to make sure they're not gonna bubble up. And now we're gonna add this piece. So again, you're gonna center your hinges within the spine, and then you're also going to center these up and down. Make sure this is straight and aligned to the edge. And now I am just going to get my other tool, and I'm going to press down here, and then I'm going to press in between the hinges. Okay, so you want to go from one side to the other, doesn't matter which way, but you're basically pushing all the air out on one direction here. Okay, so this is the last one, and there we go. So now we have our hinge ready. Before we fold these, we're going to give this a minute to dry. And then we are going to score along the bending line. So you're going to find your gaps here on the top and bottom. You're going to line those two together, and you are going to score. Okay, and then I'm going to do the same here. Okay, so we're going to score. And you want to make sure you don't make any holes here, so just go really gentle. And then we're going to just fold one side, and I'm going to fold this side. Okay, and there we go. And then what we're gonna do next is we're gonna cut 2 pieces of cardstock and cover these 2 sides. So I'm using 2 pieces of heavyweight cardstock, and these 2 pieces measure 7 3/4 by 7 3/4. And these pages are going to help protect my hinges, because we're basically gluing this whole thing in, and it's going to be really secure. So I'm just going to again glue this down, get all the air out. And then I'm going to glue this other one here as well. And by the way, I have all of my crafty tools linked below, and I do have an Amazon store where you can find all of the products that I use all of the time, most of the time. And so here we go. So now I'm just going to press down, and now we're going to go ahead and work on the pages. So for the base pages, I'm going to need 6 pieces of 7.5 by 8.5 and 6 pieces of 7.5 by 7.5. So the larger pieces I am going to score at 1/2 inch and at 8 inches. So I'm just going to score at 1/2 inch and 8 inches. And I'm going to do the same for all of these pieces. So then we are going to fold along the score line, and we are going to add our double-sided tape on each one of the flaps. So I'm just going to press and down, make sure all your air is out, and then we will do the same on the back. Okay. And then we are going to join this piece together with one of the 7.5 by 7.5. So what I like to do is just peel off a section of the tape. Okay, so I'm just going to pull it to the side, and then I'm going to use the other side to line this up, make sure it's straight, and then I'm going to press down on that sticky side and remove the tape. And then we're just going to hold the center and remove the tape from the other side. And we're going to do the same for all of the pages. Okay, so now I have the pages all ready, and I'm actually only doing 5, so I don't know why I made 6. Now we're gonna work on each one of these pages. Okay, so for page 1, we're going to use a piece of 7.5 by 6.5, and we are going to score at 1/2 inch along 6.5. Then we're going to use another piece of 7.5 by 4.5, and we're going to score at 1/2 inch along the 4.5 inch side. So I'm going to be doing all the cutting ahead, that way this video is not super long. So we are just now going to fold along the score lines, and I'm going to add the short side, the short piece along the top, and I'm just gonna add my glue here and place it along the top. So always make sure that your openings are on the side. So the opening of the base page is going to be on both sides. And then I'm going to open that up and add the larger piece on the bottom. So you can do this with tape or with glue like I'm doing. I like using glue because for me it's a lot faster. And so now I'm just going to line that up and press down. So then we're going to use a piece that measures 8 by 5. I'm going to score at 1/2 inch along the 8 inch side. And then we're going to use a piece that is 5.5 by 7.25. And we are going to score at 1/2 inch along 5.5. And then we are going to add these two pieces onto our page. So I'm going to fold along the score lines, and I am going to add one on the left side. So this one here I'm going to add to the left. Okay, so right there like that. And then we're going to press down, open this up, and I'm going to add the other one on the other side. And I'm going to add my glue here, and we are just going to add this piece right there, and we are going to press down. Okay, so then we have this layout going that way. This will come on top, then we're gonna fold this, and this will come here on the top. And then as an optional step, if you have, let me get mine out here, some paper punches, it will be really cute to do a border punch. So I'm just gonna do one here, but I'll be adding some throughout this book as well. And so I'm just gonna press down. Okay, and this is going to be my page number 1, so just one more, and here we go. Now this is 110 cardstock. Some of the punches won't punch through 110, so give it a little test on the side before you punch onto your page. So that is going to be page number 1. Now I'm going to work on page number 2. Okay, so now we're going to use a piece of 8 inches by 7.5, and we're going to score at 1/2 inch along the 8 inches. I'm gonna fold along the line. Then I'm going to use two pieces of 7 3/4 by 7.25, and I'm going to score at 1/2 inch along 7 3/4. And then we're going to use one piece of 6.5 by 6 inches, and we're going to score at 1/2 inch along the 6.5. Okay, so now I'm going to start with the piece that measures 7.5 by 8 inches, and we score at 1/2 inch. Okay, so we added that onto the right side, and now we're going to open this up, and we are going to add the two pieces that are 7.25 by 7 3/4 onto the base. So I'm going to do one along the top and one on the left side. Okay, so we're gonna do one here, and I'm just gonna put this on the center. Okay, press down, and then we're going to open this up and add this piece onto the left side right here. Okay, and press down. So then I'm going to add this smaller piece on top of the top flap here, the first one that we added, and I'm just gonna place this one along the left side. So we're gonna add the glue and just add this piece right here. So this is going to be how the page will look like basically, and then this is going to be like a secret opening, something that you don't expect on this page. So for this page I'm going to use 2 pieces of 7.5 by 7, and I'm going to score at 1/2 inch along these 7 inches, and we are doing the same for both. Okay, then I have 2 pieces of 6.25 by 3.5, and we are going to score on the 6.25 inch side at 1/2 inch. And then I have 1 piece of 7.25 by 4. This one we're only going to score at 1/2 inch on the 4 inch side. And then I have one last piece of 8.25 by 4 as well. So we are going to do 1/2 inch on 3 sides. And this is going to be a pocket. So we are going to cut the little corners here to have this shape. Now I'm going to fold along the score lines, and we're going to add these pieces. So we're going to start with the large ones. We're gonna fold and fold, and then these are going to go one on the top and one on the bottom. Okay, so there we go. So remember that your openings on your pocket page are to the sides. Okay, so first we're gonna do one here and the other one on the bottom. Okay, so here we go. I'm just gonna press down. So then we're going to fold the other 2 pieces along the score line. So this one here is going to be a pocket. Okay, so we're gonna add this one on the left side. So I'm just gonna add my glue right there and here, and then this is gonna go right here in between these 2 pieces. Okay, so we're just gonna press down, and then the other piece is going to be added on the opposite side right here. Okay, so this is going to be what is going to hold everything that goes in this pocket. Is going to be secure with this flap, so nothing is falling out of the page. So that is how the inside is going to look like. And then we're going to close this, close that, and close this one here as well. And then we are going to add the 2 small pieces. Okay, so I'm gonna fold this and this. And I'm going to add these 2 pieces along the bottom. Okay, so of this bottom flap. So I'm just gonna put one here, and then we're gonna add this other one right here, and then these are going to be the closure for this top flap right there. So these 2 are gonna come right on top, and you're gonna add your magnets and all of that. So that is going to be your page number 3. So for page number 4, we are going to use a piece of 7.5 by 11. we are going to score this piece at 5 inches and at 10.5. Okay, and then we are going to fold along the score lines. Okay, so I'm going to fold these two in like that, and then we're going to use two pieces of 7.5 by 7, and we're going to score along the 7-inch side. Okay, so here's 1 and 2. And now let's go ahead and add these pages onto our book. So I'm going to start with the first piece here. So we are going to add this to the right side. And so I'm just gonna add my glue, and we are going to just open this up for now and add that piece right there. Okay, so then I'm going to fold, and then here we have this piece, and then this is going to be folded in, and then we're gonna fold this whole thing in like that. Okay, so again, I'm gonna press down, and then I'm going to add the two other pieces. Okay, so then these two are going to go on the other side. So we're going to open this up. I'm going to open that up here like that, and then we are going to glue one piece here on this side, press down, and I'm going to do the other one right on top. Okay, so lots and lots of room for pictures on this album. Just gonna line this up. There we go. Okay, so then we have 1 and 2 layouts on this page, and then this is gonna close right here on top. And then let's go ahead and move on to the next page. So for this next page, I'm going to start with a piece of 8 inches by 7.5, and I'm going to score at 1/2 inch along the 8-inch side. Then I have a piece of 8.5 by 5.5. We are going to score 1/2 inch on 3 sides. Okay, and this is going to be a pocket, so we are going to cut the corners here again. Okay, and this one. And then the last piece that we're gonna use is 5.5 by 7.5, and we are going to score at 1/2 inch along the 5.5. And then we are going to bring our page, and we're going to start with this the first page here. So I'm going to fold along the score lines, and we are going to add this piece onto the left side of the page. Okay, so I'm just going to add that. Also make sure that you have your pockets going from this on this side, and I'm just going to glue this here on top. And then we are going to add the pocket. So this one is going to go also on the left side. Okay, so we're just gonna add this right on top of the one flap we added. So I'm just gonna glue this down. Okay, so I'm gonna add my glue to the 3 sides here and here, and just line it up to the sides here. So I'm just gonna make sure this fits, and then we're going to press down. Okay. And then we are going to add the last piece. So we are going to fold this along the score line, and we are going to add the glue, and also add this on the left side, and we're going to press down right there. Okay, so I'm going to open this up, press down. So here we have a flap, we have a pocket in there as well, and then this whole page opens up here one more time. And now let's go ahead and work on the back. So for this page, I'm going to start with a piece of 8 by 6, and I'm going to score at 1/2 inch along the 8-inch side. Then I'm going to use a piece that is 7.5 by 4.5, and I'm going to score at 1/2 inch along the 4.5. Okay, and then we are going to use one more piece, and this right here is 8.5 by 6 inches. So we're going to score at 1/2 inch on 3 sides. And I am going to cut the corners out. Okay, so I'm just gonna take that and that. And let's go ahead and put this page together. So I'm going to start with the first piece. This one is going to go on the left side of the page, and I'm going to add my glue. And we're going to add this one first. Okay, and then we're going to press down. Then I'm going to add the 4.5 by 7.5 along the top of the page, the top of the base page. Okay, right here. I'm gonna press down. Okay, and then we are going to open this up and press down here as well, and we're going to open this up, press here, and then we're going to add our large pocket. Okay, so we are going to fold along the score lines and add some glue, and let me make sure first that this is okay. This is going to fit, so I'm going to add my glue right there and right here, and then we're going to put this one along the bottom of the page. Okay, so make sure you line this up right to the edge, and that you are not touching this bending line here. Okay, so we're gonna press down, and press down here. Okay, now we're gonna close this, and we are going to close this one here as well. And there you go, that is your page number 6. So for the next page, we are going to use 2 pieces of 4.25 by 7.5, and we are going to score at 1/2 inch along the 4.25 inch side. Okay, and then I'm going to use 1 piece of 8.25 by 5. On this one, we're going to score along the 3 sides at 1/2 inch, and this is again going to be a pocket. Okay, so lots of pockets on this book. So my last piece is going to be 4.5 by 7.25, and I'm going to score at 1/2 inch along the 4.5. And now let's put it together. So we're going to start with the 2 pieces that are 4.25 by 7.5, and these 2 pieces are going to make a gatefold. So make sure that your openings are side to side, and I'm going to add my glue, one on each side right here. Okay, so then we're going to press down, and there you go. Then I'm going to add the other one on the other side. So I'm gonna put this one right here. Okay, so glue that down. So then we have a little gatefold page here. Then we're going to add the pockets. So I'm going to fold along the three sides right here, and we are going to add these on the bottom of the base page. So we're just gonna add this right here. Okay, and there you go. Press down and press down. Okay, and then I have the last piece, which is 4.5 by 7.25, and this one is going to go on the bottom of my pocket, just as a little extra flap. So I'm gonna put this one right here and press down. Okay, so then this will open down. This will be a pocket, and that is this page. I'm gonna close it up like that, and now we're gonna move on to the other side. So for the next page, we're going to use two pieces of 6.5 by 7.5. We are going to score at 1/2 inch along the 6.5 inch side. Then the next one is going to be 8.25 by 5, and we're going to score at 1/2 inch and at 7.75 along the 8.25 inch side. And then we have two pieces of 7 by 3.5, and we're going to score at 1/2 along the 7 inch side. And then we are going to put this together. So I'm going to start with the first two pieces here. So we're going to add one on the left and one on the right of the base page. Okay, so let's go ahead and do that right here. Okay, and then I'm going to do this one and open that up. I'm gonna put this right here. Then I'm going to open this up, and we are going to add these 5 inch by 8.25 piece. This one is going to go on the center like a belly band. So we're just going to glue the sides here and here. And we're just gonna put that right on the center. Okay, so we have 1 and 2. Let me close this up. Press down, press down, and then we are going to add the two small pieces on this page. So I am going to do one on the left right here. Okay, so left bottom. I'm just gonna add that one right there, And then I'm going to add this one on the top right. Okay, so I'm just gonna add my glue, and I'm gonna place this one right here. And there you go. So that is your page number 8. And now let's move on to the next page. So for page number 9, we're going to start with a piece of 6 inches by 8.5. We're going to score on 3 sides. So this is going to be another pocket. I just love adding pockets into interactive albums because they just give you a lot more room for pictures. Then we're going to do 2 pieces of 7.5 by 7.5. I'm going to score at 1/2 inch along one of the sides. And then we have 1 piece of 5.5 by 7.5. Also, we're going to score at 1/2 inch on the 5.5 inch side. Okay, so now we're going to start first with the pocket. We are going to add these pockets along the left side of the page. So I'm going to glue this down. Also make sure that your opening is left to right. Okay, so adding my glue, and then we're going to just line this up here. Okay, so I'm gonna move this over. Okay, so there you go. Now I'm just gonna press down, press down. There we go. Now I'm going to add the 5.5 piece on top of the pocket, but this is going to be on the right side of the pocket. So I'm going to add my glue right here. Okay, and then we are going to add the 2 7.5 by 7.5 pieces. So one is going to go on the right side of the pocket or left side of the pocket. Okay, so we're going to add this one right here. Okay, so press down. Here we go. I'm gonna fold this one in. Okay, so here we have our pockets right there, and then the other piece we are going to fold and add on the right side of this page. Okay, so that's gonna go right there, and there we go. So now we're gonna open this up. We have these 2 large flaps on this side. We have our pockets here, and then we have our flap on top of the pocket. So this is gonna close like that. Then this is gonna close like this, and we're gonna close this up like that. Or you can do this way, either way. Okay, so this is gonna be our page number 9, and now let's work on page number 10. Okay, so for this page we're going to use a piece of 6.5 by 6 inches. We're going to score at 1/2 inch along the 6.5, and then we're also going to do 2 pieces of 7.5 by 7.5, and we are going to score on one of the sides. Okay, so now let's put this together. We're going to fold along the score lines, and I'm going to add one of the large pieces onto, this one's actually going to go onto the right side. Okay, here we go. Put that one right there, and then I'm going to add the other one on top of this piece. Okay, so we're going to fold and glue this one right on top of the previous one, right there. Okay, so we're kind of creating this accordion fold piece, and then we're going to open this up, and we are going to add the 6x6 or 6x6.5 onto the left side of the base page. Okay, so I'm just gonna add my glue, and we're gonna add this one here, and so there you go. So then we will have these accordion folds, and then this piece will come here on top, and there you go. So that is our last page, and now let's go ahead and put all the pages into the book. Okay, so now we have all of our pages and we are ready to add them onto our book. So let's go ahead and do that. So this is going to be super easy. I'm going to start by peeling off a section of my tape. We're going to put that to the left, and then we're going to add these into the book. So before you add the pages, you might want to decorate ahead. Sometimes I do that. Sometimes I decorate the page and then I add it into the book. I think it will be really helpful to do your magnets and do your design paper ahead of time. Just always make sure that you remember the orientation of your page when you do that, because I realize when you work with your pages before adding them onto your book, sometimes you add your design paper this way, and then when you go back to add your page, you realize you have the wrong way, the wrong side up. So what I suggest for that is do a little arrow. You're gonna cover this up with paper anyway, so go ahead and mark that for each one of your pages. Do a little arrow pointing up before you start decorating your pages, if you are going to add your, do your decoration before adding the pages to your book. So now let's go ahead and add these pages. So you are going to find your center, your main signature page, and we are going to insert the bottom first, then the top, and then I'm just going to make sure this is lined up here. Press down on that sticky side, and then you are going to turn this to the other side and remove the tape from the back. Okay, so I'm just going to continue adding all of my pages. So there you go, we're done with our super interactive chunky book, and all you have to do now is add your magnets. You're gonna add your design paper and just have fun decorating your book. I hope that you guys enjoy this tutorial. Don't forget to visit my website if you would like to get reading instructions, PDF tutorials with pictures, step-by-step process of this book, and many others that I have in there as well. I want to thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you for being here, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye-bye.